and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you very much for joining. My name is Varun Krishna, and I will be the one who will be driving this meeting. So, once again, thank you very much for joining this webinar. It's a pleasure for me to invite you all into this event on behalf of our entire EalSuite family. Before setting the context of this meeting, let me guide you all through the options available in your interface. So, on the top, you could see a horizontal navigation bar. You can use the chat option to the left to communicate with me. You can use the raise hand option also if you're coming across any doubts. But it'll always be better if you can type down your queries. You can also use the reaction icons. You can use the Q&A option to ask me your doubts, any questions that you're having. And one important thing is that you won't be able to turn on your audio and video during the meeting since it's disabled for the time being. All right, so here we are. New updates coming quick and fast. So right now, let me set the context. We're conducting this webinar to explain and to make aware of all the new updates and enhancements we have made to our software. Throughout the session, I'll try to focus on maintaining simplicity and clarity, ensuring that everything is conveyed to all of you in a proper manner. So I'll be sharing my screen right now. So if my screen is visible to all of you, you can just give me a confirmation on that also. I hope that my screen is visible to all. Can you give me a confirmation? Okay, thank you very much. All right. So like I told you, it's a pleasure to welcome all of you to this webinar. So this is a webinar in which we'll be unveiling the latest updates and enhancements and some of the issues that we have resolved lately. And you do know that every 2 weeks, we are releasing our new updates to our software. So let's dig deep dive into our first update. So the first one starts with a new email feature. So right now, you're all aware about the different templates that we provide to you while you're emailing your clients, the different templates available, the different ways in which you can email. So right now, we have provided a much more easier and a customized version and design for your email templates, which will enable you to match with your own brand and resonate with the audience that you're mailing to. And also, we have added few more email connectors as well. So I'll be showing it to you right now. So here we are we go to the dashboard, in the dashboard of our software. So let us start. We can go to our settings. And under the company setup, you can see the email settings and email templates. So let me start with the email settings. Yes. So the EalSuite mail exchange. This is a major way in which we email right now. And I'm pretty sure that you're all used to this as well. So we have the reply option, the reply email, also the default CC and everything. Right now, we have added two more additions. And that is, first of all, configure SMTP. I'm not quite sure who all are aware of this SMTP. It's a simple mail transfer protocol. Now, right now, let me explain how the whole process of emailing works. Now, if you're trying to mail any of your client through EalSuite, the mail will be sent directly from our server into their system, right? So we're providing you a different approach to this. If you configure your SMTP, now you can see a list of things that you have to configure here. You can see the server address, the username, password, the alternative port number, and authentication. I'm quite sure that all of the users will not be able to do it. You need to have an IT team within your organization. or if you are having a system administrator handling all the networks, you can ask the details to that particular person. And if he or she is able to provide you all those details, you will be able to fill it up, you can submit, and then you will be able to send an email through it. So when you try to send an email through, it will be sent in a different manner. The SMTP enables email exchange between the EalSuite system and each SMTP mail server, without having to use additional external components. So the major advantage is that it will enable all of you using EalSuite to use your own infrastructure to maintain and control the overall aspects of the outgoing bulk email communications. So that is the advantage of configure SMTP, and this is a new update. Along with that, we have also provided a mailgun setup also. So if you know the API key and the API URL, the same thing can be achieved. So that's the first update. Next, we'll be moving into the next update, that is enhanced document management. So we are pretty aware of all the custom fields that we can make while managing any of the bills or any of the modules. So what we're trying to implement here is that we have a document custom field. Now, if you can create a custom field and you can ask any of the users to, if there's a situation in which you want to upload something, which needs to be associated with any of the bills that you're creating, with any of the supplier or customer that you're creating. In such kind of a situation, you can utilize this particular feature. I'll show it to you. So in this case, let's again go to settings. And one more additional thing I can show regarding the email setting is that going back to that once again, you are pretty sure about how to use the email templates. Let me go to the manage option and show it to you. So if you are sending an invoice, then at the right side, you can see the invoice template, which is present as default in the EalSuite system. If you want to, you can edit this HTML text and you can customize it in your own personal way, and you can further save it. So that's one way. Or you can go to the add template feature as well, and you can create your own template. You can provide your own name and for which particular event you're creating it for, and the subject. You can, with the help of HTML codes, you can build something from scratch as well. So this is another update that we have brought about with regards to the email settings. Now, returning back to document custom fields, we can go to custom field here. So in this particular system, you can see that there is no custom fields created as of now. So let's create one. In this particular situation, I'm going to create two custom fields, one for customer and one for a purchase bill. The one that I'm going to create for customer will be named as an identity card. Imagine that one of the users is trying to create a new customer, and we are setting a restriction, or we're asking the user that every time you need to create a customer, you need to add an identity card there for some kind of a validation purposes. All right. So in this case, you need to upload a particular file. So how can we do that? So in that particular case, you will have to go to the field type and see there are multiple field types available to us. Right now, we have also added the document uploader, and you can keep it as mandatory, because in order to satisfy the requirement for creating a customer, you need to have an identity card. So in that situations, you can keep it as mandatory. If you want to, you can keep it in all forms, or you can disable that as well, according to your business requirement. And you can click on submit. So a new custom field has been made. Let me create another one. This can be made for customers, suppliers, items, all these things. It is available. So let me select purchase bill. Now I'm going to write invoice field or something like that. Again, I need to select document uploader, and I'm putting it as mandatory. Okay, so that part is done. So how can we utilize it? So for that purpose, you need to go to sales, customers, and on the top right, you could see a create option for customer. So I'm going to create a customer known as Fossil. This is a mandatory field. The company, all of this is not mandatory. So let me just give in a GST number. I'm not going to fill any of the rest. Now, you see the identity card here. So the identity card feature enables you to upload something. You can choose the file. I'm going to go here and I'm going to upload an identity card. So the ID card has been uploaded and you'll get a confirmation message right here that the ID card has been uploaded. None of the other fields are mandatory, so I can click and save. And once this is done, and the customer has been created, you can see the customer ID here. It has been created by me, the created time. And under summary, you can see the identity card or the custom field that has been added and the file that which we have uploaded. So you can click here and you can click on view. And in that case, you will be able to see the ID card that has been uploaded. Or if you want to, you can click and you can download the file as well. So both these options are available, right? So that's it. Now, there's a reason why I created one more custom field, and that was regarding a purchase bill. So let's go to a purchase bill and let's try to create a purchase bill as well. So here, let's choose a customer. So Melody, merchants, none of the other fields are mandatory again, right? To corresponding to this, if you want to upload an invoice, so I'm choosing this invoice and I'm uploading it. So the uploading has been done. So I'm trying to make a purchase. Here's a purchase bill. Which one should be the product? So yeah, I can select a notebook as one of the item. Yes. Done. I'm clicking on save. So the purchase bill has been created. It is in an unpaid state. You can see the purchase bill serial number or the ID. And here you can see the invoice field. So the custom field created will be present here. And similarly, you can view and download the file. Again, you can go back. You can see the file that has been uploaded right down below the purchase bill as well. So all of this is possible. Now, if you are asking me, can I re-upload it? Absolutely, yes. You can go to the edit option and yes, you can delete this file. It's not deleted from the entire system. It's just deleted from the purchase bill. And if you want to re-upload another one, you can click here. You can select another invoice. The invoice is again uploaded. All the rest will be remaining the same. And you can click on save once again. So we come down. The older invoice has been replaced with a new one. So in this way also, we can proceed regarding the document custom field. Everybody will be wondering, where will this particular document be present in the EalSuite system? So you can go to the document module, and under the document module, you can see it, all the uploaded files. You see the identity card has been uploaded. Both the invoices will be present here, right? And maybe you can also go to the module section. And under invoice, you can see that the count has been changed. Initially, the count will be 1 before uploading any of the files. Right now, the count has been made to 3. And also for purchase bill, the count is 4. Now, one very important thing is that this is not the amount of files that has been uploaded. I'll just show it to you. If you go to purchase bill, you can see a custom field here. And under this folder, you can see that the custom field that we have created, that is an invoice field. And under that, you could see both the files, right? And if you want to download it, you have the download option here as well. If you want to delete these files, then you can go to the recent files and you can delete these files as well. All right. So that is also possible. One more additional thing I can add here is that if I go to, again, if I go to settings and go to custom fields, I can delete these custom fields, right? So if you have deleted these custom fields, and then you're once again returning back to any of the purchase bills or customers that you've created, and you're trying to edit it, then what will happen? You won't be able to further upload anything because this particular custom field has been deleted. So you need to keep that in your mind as well. So that is all about the document custom field. That was another new enhancement, or I could say it's not an update, it's an enhancement with the custom field feature itself, but it's a very brilliant enhancement, I would say. Okay, moving forward, let's take my PPT back. The link expiry policy. This is another very important thing. So many requests from the partners, and we have implemented it right now. The data sharing will be much more safer and much more secure. And initially, you do know that the default time that we have set for sharing any of the unique links was for a single day. Right now, we have changed that. We have set it into 1 month. So how will that going to reflect? So I'll simply try to create a quotation here under sales. I can go to create option and let me select someone. Let it be Sarah Wilson. So initially, once you're created, it will be in the draft state, right? So even you can see here the expiry date. That's another thing present here. So I can choose any of the object. Let it be an acoustic electric bass guitar, and at the price, something like this. Anything. So I created a quotation. Everything necessary has to be added. You can see the quote ID or the serial number as well. So I can click on save, and the quote has been created. It's presently in the draft state. Now, if I want to share it, we just talked about it. Through email, you can share it. We have 3 different options right now. The other option was to share using a unique link. So once the expiry, you can see the expiry date here itself, right? And you can click on generate link, and you can copy the link. Here also, you can see the expiry date. It is being set for 1 month. So it's 09 of the 8th month. The expiry date will be 0909. So the 9th month will be in the active state. So that was all about the link expiry policy. Next. Now I'll be talking about some issues that we have resolved. So we have 4 issues, minor bugs, I would say, but still those were issues. So let me explain what those issues were and how we have resolved it as well. So we'll start with the template builder V2. It's a very useful tool, right? So experience a clutter-free and accurate template building experience with our resolved issue. So what is a resolved issue? That is causing deleted documents to show up in the background image section. All right. So let's check whether now if we add something and then we delete it, will it be present in that particular section? So what can we do? We can go to our document section first of all. And if you want to upload a background image for your invoice or anything like that for any of your bills, you need to go to organization public. And here you can see that I already uploaded a particular file as a background for something. Let's see for what purpose it was. Now what I'll do is I'll upload a document. I'll just name it as Sam. And right now I'm selecting an image here. Maybe it'll take some time to upload. We can click on submit. Yes, that was smooth. So we can see that we have uploaded a file right now called Sam. Now, what's next? We need to go to settings and we need to go to template builder V2, which will be coming under other preferences. So I click here and yeah. So you could see that a set of templates is present for invoice, sales order, credit note, so and so. If you want to create a new template, you can click on create new template, or I have already created a template known as custom invoice, something for an invoice purpose. So I can edit it as well. So I'm trying to edit it because since I've already created something, here it is. So the background image, the one that I've already shown you, which was uploaded earlier in the document section, the name was try1. And if I click on generate preview and I click here, you could see that this was the background image. So you cannot see anything in the background image, that the text, the table present here will be coming as a background image. Right now, we cannot see any header and footer. So I'll make it something like this and I'll generate preview. Yeah. So we have the company Krishna's Music Fever. This is the company name and everything. So we have a file, right? Now, let's talk about the second file that we have uploaded. We need to go to the document properties itself. And under the background image, you see the page size is A4. You can change it if you want. The orientation also can be changed from portrait to landscape. We can select background image. Now we're talking about the file that I have just uploaded, that is SAM. So I do this and I click on generate preview and I click on it and you can see right? So right now the header and footer is kind of a disturbance. It's not looking beautiful, I would say. So we can return back to the header and footer page. And if you want to make some adjustments, that is also possible. But for my convenience, I'm clicking on hide default header and footer, and I'm clicking on generate preview once again. See, right now you have a very clean invoice from Samsung, right? So everything is good. Now, the issue was that if I return back to the document section, and or maybe before that, let us just look into an invoice and how the invoice will be viewed in that case. Uh, we will look into this particular invoice itself, right? I'll click on this invoice. We can go to sales option, go to invoices, select the invoice that you want to view. And here on top, you have multiple options. And in there, we have a PDF option. You can view the PDF, download the PDF if you want to, download the PDF in a paid manner. We have a delivery slip. And then you can see the two templates. The one will be inbuilt, and that is presently set as a default. That is the reason why it has a star associated with it. If I want to change, I can set it here, or I can go back to the template builder V2 page, and I can set it as default there also. Right now, I'm trying to view this in a manner which I've created. This is the one. So, okay, so there's a small issue. You are not able to see it. It was simply because I didn't save it at that time. So let's do that first. We can go here, we can edit it. Yes, the same file. It was try one. I'm changing the background image again back to Sam, and I'm clicking on save. Right now, you return back here. This is the invoice and custom invoice. Yes. So the invoice has been made, right? So everything is good. Now, talking about the issue, I can delete this. How? I can go to documents, and in the recent files that I have uploaded, I can delete. No, let me just go back to the custom page, and you see in the drop down right now, this particular try one and SAM, both these files are available to us. I have already clicked on save, and if I click here, this is the generate preview. This is the one that you will be seeing. I can delete this particular file, right? So I can go to documents, and I can click delete. Click delete, everything is good. So now in the dropdown, are you able to see it? No, you won't be able to see it, because if I return back to try one and I click on save, I generate preview. Here it is. Now I'm reloading the page once again. You won't be able to see that file because it's deleted. So that's it. That was earlier. Sometimes it was popping up. So that was one of the issue that we came across. And thank you very much for whoever noticed that as well. So here, that issue has been resolved. Now, the second one is the credit/debit note option. So enjoy accurate and relevant credit and debit notes options with your resolved issue. So the issue was that cost apply credit to appear for cancelled notes. Now, we are quite aware that for any cancelled debit or credit note, the apply credits option won't be present. So let us just confirm whether it is present or not. So we can go to our sales, and let's try to create a credit note. So we can click on credit note. Let's select Laura this time. And you can see the credit note, the serial number is here, the billing address and everything, the GSTIN, all of these things are present. Can I again select any particular product? Let it be a drum set. So this is the amount. Now I don't want this much to be fine. Anything will be good. Maybe reducing the amount into a very small value. So we have 470, the total amount, and I'm clicking on save. You see, this right now is in an open state, and in an open state, you should be having an apply credits option, right? So let's click on this apply credit option, and we have the total credit of 470, but the balance is 0, because now if I try to do something here, that won't work, right? The amount, that won't work, because the amount cannot be greater than 0, because we don't have any associated invoice created. Then only we'll be able to redeem the credit, right? And let's do one thing. Let's change the status. I'm changing the status and it has been cancelled due to some particular reason. Right now, even if I reload, we're not able to see the apply credits option. So that issue was also there and we have resolved it. Okay. The next one is related to the tax inclusive bill fix. So experience accurate and consistent billing data with our resolved issue that caused changes in the last sales price by customer value for tax inclusive bills. So we create different types of bills. And if I can go to invoices, and if I'm trying to create an invoice, you could see that the tax inclusivity here, it is set as no. The issue was related to the time when the tax inclusivity was set as yes. And also, uh, when you set the sales preference where the next invoice will be created with the same amount or the value set for the same customer itself. I'll show it to you, but right now I'll just show the scenario here. We can do one thing for William Chen. I'm trying to create a new invoice, and the situation is that it is tax inclusive. I haven't made any catalog or anything like that, but for this particular customer, I will be selecting two products. That the first one be an acoustic guitar and the next one be an acoustic electric bass guitar. So selected both of them. You could see the price. First one is for 4,500. The next one is for 11,250. Right. So I'm selecting it. And I'm changing the price. That will be 4,000, and for this particular one, I'm setting it as 11,000. You see this much is amount. It's round correct to 15,000. And if I want to show the difference, this is the difference that it will make if it was tax inclusive. No. So let's return back to our scenario itself. Tax inclusive, yes, I have made changes to the price for this particular customer, William Chen. All right. So I'm clicking on save. One thing to notice, 15,000 is a total amount. All right. Now, let this invoice remain here itself. I will go to settings and I can go to sales preference. Now here under sales preference, already, okay. I've already enabled the last invoice sales price by customers on sales creation. So the advantage of enabling this particular feature is that for the very next time I try to create another invoice for the same customer, and I'm trying to select maybe the same items itself, the pricing will be in a modified manner. The pricing will be in a customized manner, and I'll show it to you. This was already enabled, but no issues. We can go here. I can go to invoices once again, and I'm trying to create a new invoice. So the earlier invoice that we created was for William Chen, and the items were acoustic guitar and an acoustic electric bass. Now here, again, William Chen, I'm coming down, and I will be choosing the products. You see, the acoustic guitar right now has a price of 4,000, not 4,500. And for an electric bass guitar, it was not 11,250. It is already set in this particular price. The only reason why we're able to see this price here is because we have set the last invoice sales price by customer on sales creation, right? So I can select both of them, and I'm again creating an invoice now. The one thing that you have to look is you need to create tax inclusive as yes. We're clicking on save. Now the issue that we had during this creation was that when the very next invoice created, we saw there was a discrepancy in the total amount. And that was a time some of our partners connected with us and told that there was a small discrepancy happening with the total amounts that was coming up. So we worked on that issue. And right now you can see both those invoices created with tax inclusive as yes. And we have also enabled last invoice sales price by customers on sales creation. But even when we did that, the total price is the same itself. So we have, in that case, resolved that issue as well. The next one and the final one was the multi-branch filter fix. This was a very small thing, a very minor thing. So get comprehensive financial reporting with our resolved issue, and that was causing the cash out reports multi-branch filter to not function when all the branches had, when any of the branches had no transaction. So I'll explain it like this. I'm going into a different system right now because in order to show this particular issue, we need branches. So you can see here when I go to settings, you could see 3 branches, and this is a master branch. I'm selecting the master branch right now, just in order to show all these things to you. So we have branches here. Right now, I'll be going into reports. Now, the report that we're talking about was cash out. So that will be coming under transactions. Now, under the cash out report, when the page first loads, you see this is a period. I'm not trying to fix it here. Let's go to the last fiscal. When the page first of all comes into in your interface, you could see that the master branch will be present in the filtering mechanism. So you click on all branches, everything is functioning fine. So what was the issue? The issue was that we have 3 branches. Imagine that in one of your branch, for that purpose, this will be better. In today's case, let's take the master branch itself. There are no transactions you can see here, right? And there was a situation in which if there was no transaction associated with any one of the branches, and then in this particular page, you do the filtering with all branches, there was an error popping up. You're not able to resolve that also. So that issue was also taken care of. So that is all done. So we had 4 issues that got resolved. And then we have the link expiry policy where we have updated the expiry value. We have changed it to 1 month. And then we have added a major function here that is an option to create a custom field. And in that custom field, you can add documents. And I've shown to you how important this can be in your business. And then the new email feature. And for this purpose, I already told you, you need to have an interaction with your system administrators, and they will be able to provide you with all your credentials. And then you will be able to send your mails, not directly. And once the client receives the mail, that won't be directly from the EalSuite server. It will be through your own infrastructure. So those are the new updates, enhancements, and the issues that we have resolved. So right now it's Q&A time. So if you are having any of your doubts, you can ask me that. You will be able to do that through the chat, or you have the Q&A option as well. Anything will work well. If there is anything that you want to ask me regarding any of the updates or anything else also regarding the product, that will also can be typed in. You can see there's a Q&A option. And if you go to the Q&A option, you could see a few things. You can start a discussion there, or you could ask a question, and that way also the conversation can be initiated. Okay, then thank you very much for your participation here. And thank you very much, each and everyone, for joining our meeting as well. It was a pleasure to have all of you, to show you all the new updates that we have made. And let me remind you one more thing. We releases new updates on our product each and every 2 weeks. And moving forward, we will be conducting regular webinars like this to convey all these things to all the people in our EalSuite community as well. So I think with that, we'll be able to wind up this meeting. Once again, thank you very much. We'll be meeting again on another day. I'm sure that you will be joining the meeting on that particular day as well. Thank you very much, everyone.